Nut was the expanse of the sky, particularly the night sky, often depicted as the cow. And this is the significance of her counterpart Jeb, who is beneath her, depicted with the immense extending phallus. Nut and Jeb were constantly having sex to create life. The deity Shu, the god of air, who holds up Nut into the sky, and which mates with the earth. Jeb, the god of the earth. And so the sky mates with the ground, mates with the earth. And this is why you bust your nut. And this is why there is the hieroglyphic emphasis. Hello everyone, my name is Cullen Smith. I'm a published author. Today I would like to introduce you all to my brand new published book, The Hive Mind Invasion of Civilization, a compendium of esoteric science, symbolism, and universal secrets. If you'd like to purchase this book, you can head over to my brand new website that I've set up at liftingtheveil.tv. And I will see all of you there. According to the Egyptians, during the day the heavenly bodies would make their way across the sky. Then at dusk they would be swallowed. Pass through Nut's belly during the night to be reborn again at the dawn. Holding up of Shu emphasizing particularly the breast and the vagina, or in other words, the breast, which is the Milky Way galaxy, and the uterus, the womb. So in other words, when the sun and the moon go into the underworld, dip below the horizon, they go through the belly of the underworld, of the goddess, and they are reborn again the next day, at the dawn. Nut is the metaphorical proverbial barrier between the ordered cosmos of the world and the forces of chaos beyond, or in other words, the watery abyss of the womb of the goddess beyond the order of the world. One of the sacred symbols of Nut was the ladder used by Osiris to enter her heavenly skies, or in other words, to enter her heavenly womb. And the ladder, as I've covered in the previous series, is the symbol of the world pillar, the cosmic pillar, the axis mundi, the male phallic, the ladder, Jacob's ladder to heaven, the ascension process into the heavens. In other words, in the microcosm of the body, it's the spine, the ascension to the heavens. But in the macrocosm, it is the world phallic pillar. It is the ascension into the womb of the goddess, of the sky, of the universe. Jeb and Nut are one of the enigmas of mythology, as the roles of traditional roles of all the later mythologies are reversed, whereas it's typically the sky father Oranos, or the sky father and the earth mother. But in the Egyptian cosmology, it was reversed. It was the earth father and the sky mother. The ancient Egyptian texts speak of all life pouring from the union between Nut and Jeb, or in other words, the Proto-Indo-European root for God, to pour from the heavens, to pour a libation. And this is also another direct reason why Shu is depicted as being the world pillar between the earth and the heavens, because the human body is literally the world pillar, is literally the divine connection between heaven and earth. We are the gap, we are the bridge between heaven and earth. Rainbow bridge. The Norse Bifrost, the rainbow bridge between heaven and earth. So the human body, you and I, are the microcosm of the world axis mundi, or the cosmic axis, the world pillar, the axis of the earth. The axis mundi is the connection between heaven and earth. So in other words, it's the Shishumna of the earth. It is the connection between the higher and the lower realms, between the universe and the earth, which is what each of us are. We are literally a microcosmic connection between the universe and the earth. Our feet connected to the ground and our head in the stars, what is known as the stellar man. So we are the spiritual antenna of the universe. We perceive the images and the thoughts of the universe, and we enact those thoughts through our actions. We create life. We create things with our hands. In other words, we are the organisms within the body of the earth that come together to create organizations, to create bodies of peoples within the earth. And an organ means that which does work. So we are literally the organs within the body of the earth. We are the organisms that make up the larger body of the earth. Semitic interpretation of the unconscious is the Sheol, the underworld. The Hebrew Bible supports the descriptions of the Sheol, which suggest that it is something more than just a place. In terms of sheer numbers, the amount of anthropomorphic descriptions is significant. Sheol is either portrayed by means of human qualities, as in Job 26:6, Canticles 8:6 as desire, and Isaiah 5:14, or it's attributed with the elements of the human anatomy, the womb. In addition, Psalm 49:15 praises the Elohim who are said to ransom one's soul from the hand of Sheol. Proverbs 27:20 acknowledges Sheol's insatiability, whereas Isaiah 5:14 depicts Sheol as a gargantuan monster. As such, it may have been borrowed from the Hebrews and incorporated into the early belief system. What is more, some scholars argue that Sheol, understood anthropomorphically, fits the semantic complex of the other ancient Near Eastern death deities, such as Nergal, Ereshkigal, and Mut. An Egyptian, Ma'at, is the goddess of the underworld, who is responsible for judging the souls of the dead against the scales of truth. She is truth and justice. She is the scales of balance. She is Libra, the kidneys in the body, which judge the balance between the underworld and the upper regions. The kidneys are the scales of balance between the underworld and the worlds above. Libra, at the direct midline, the balancing point between as above, below, and so below. So the Sheol is literally the she-hole, and this is not secular etymology here. Sheol doesn't actually come from she-hole, but it is related directly to the she-hole. It is referring to the goddess underworld, the underworld of the earth, the abyss, which is why the Sheol is a direct correlation to shale. When you look at the depictions of the Sheol, it is an oil reservoir beneath the ground. It is a reservoir of oil, which is where we get shale oil, and which is why we have shell oil, because it's an oil reserve within the underworld from the ground. So again, this is just a direct alliteration to the tomb of the earth, where we return to, the dark womb of the earth. So you can believe whatever the hell you want to believe, but the ancient peoples, the ancient cultures, the ancient wisdom, they likened the sky to waters above, because in the nighttime, when you are observing the stars in the heavens above, the black sky, the black abyss above, is the exact same color and a mirror reflection of the dark waters, which reflects the black of the sky. So you have the black of the waters below and the black of the waters above. So they did not differentiate between the two. It's just a metaphor. It's an allegory. They are telling the story as if it is waters above, because the image of the night sky reflects exactly the image of the waters below on earth. From Latin firmamentum, literally meaning a support, a strengthening, which is a verb. To support, to strengthen, steadfast, enduring. It's translated Hebrew rakia, a word used to both the vault of the sky and the floor of the earth in the Old Testament. Literally expanse, from raka, meaning to spread out, as in her expanse, her gaping void, her holy hole, to spread out, spread eagle, which makes firm or makes you solid. She makes you firm, a support, a strengthening, to make strong. when she spreads out, when she spreads her expanse to you, it makes you firm or makes you solid. The firmament, which supports the vault of heaven, as I've covered in the last series, which you need to go back and understand how the vault of heaven relates to is referring to the body, the various places as above, so below in the body, the sexual regions as well as the brain and the skull, the mind. So I want you to pay attention here. What you're looking at is again Jeb and Nut, and Jeb impregnates the sky. The earth impregnates the sky, so what you're looking at again is the world pillar, the cosmic pillar, a direct correspondence with the human skull. As depicted here, you have the human spine as the cosmic pillar, the world pillar, which supports the vault of heaven, the cranial vault. You have the cosmic pillar, the world pillar, which supports the cranial vault. So in other words, you have the omphalos of the world, which impregnates the cranial vault, which impregnates the sky. So you have the pillar which impregnates the sky. And again, as I showed a second ago, with the power symbol, again you have the phallic which impregnates the arch, the archway. The arch is feminine, the curve is feminine, the phallic is the pillar. So in the human body you have the diencephalon, the basal ganglia, which impregnates the neocortex, the human spine, which impregnates the vault of heaven. This is universal cosmology, the macrocosm of the microcosm within the macrocosm. This is the torus dynamic. Exact same story of a Greek mythology of Atlas, of the Titan Atlas, who is a personification of the mountains, who holds up or supports the celestial sphere. Hyginus emphasizes the primordial nature of Atlas by making him the son of Ether and Gaia. In other words, the son of space and earth, the pillar of support, the support structure of the celestial sphere above the sphere of the earth. Atlas's symbol is the globe, which is why we have the atlas, which is where we get the atlas bone of the spine, which is the atlas bone of the spine, which supports the globe of the skull, the microcosm of the macrocosm. The vault of heaven and the vault of heaven below the waist, below the belt. Which brings us to the Egyptian halls of Amenti, the underworld. Amenti. Ament is a person born an idiot, meaning crazy, from the suffix ment, of Latin mentum, which is added to verb stems, sometimes to represent the result or the product of the action. Amentia is a mental deficiency, from Latin amentia, meaning madness. Amentum, mad. Mentum, mind. And an ament and an ament is a person born an idiot, from Latin amentia. Amenti, the halls of madness, the halls of chaos of the underworld, of the dark abyss, the halls of ignorance, of chaos, of madness, of the underworld. Latin amentia, amentum, mad. From the root of men, to think or remember, which gives us mind, our mental. An ament is someone without the power of the mind. An ament, an idiot, a person born without the power of the mind, born an idiot. Amentia, madness of the underworld, of the madness, chaos of the abyss. I want to make mention that for most of you already know that the ancient Hebrews were actually so dumb that they literally believed that there were holes, a solid firmament of the sky, from which the rainwater actually came down through these holes from the waters above this solid dome, and that's what made it rain. That's how dumb these ancient Hebrews actually were, called the gate and called the windows of heaven. Whereas if you actually compare the ancient Hebrew conception of the universe to the human skull, then you actually start to get a clear picture. as to that there is cerebrospinal fluid above the structure of the brain. There is cerebrospinal fluid which is separated by the firmament of the arachnoid layer that divides the cerebrospinal fluid from the cerebrospinal fluid in the base of the skull, or in the third and fourth ventricles where it's produced. And so this cerebrospinal fluid circulates throughout the body, as I will mention here further in the presentation. And there are literal gaps in this arachnoid layer. There are holes, there are windows of heaven from which the cerebrospinal fluid can escape outward, and it can escape into the superior sagittal sinus. But it does not come in through these windows of heaven, it escapes outward. And the cerebrospinal fluid circulates down through to the base of the spine, and then it circulates back up the spine. And what circulates this pump is pressure mediations of deep breathing and pressure mediations between hot and cold. And this is one of the key aspects for health. Earlier in the presentation I mentioned that the lymph, the clear water, must be kept clean and pure in order to maintain a healthy state. Well, the same is true for the cerebrospinal fluid. It must be kept pure, and it must be kept clean and healthily circulated. This is why stretching and meditation and exercise is so important, as well as sweating and breath work, deep breath work, because these are the only things that circulate the lymph system, the lymphatic system, as well as the cerebrospinal fluid. Because both of these two crucial systems of water in the body do not have a circulatory system. They do not have their own pump system. They have to be pumped manually. Hello everyone, my name is Cullen Smith. I'm a published author. Today I would like to introduce you all to my brand new published book, The Hive Mind Invasion of Civilization, a compendium of esoteric science, symbolism, and universal secrets. If you'd like to purchase this book, you can head over to my brand new website that I've set up. It's still very bare bones. There's a lot of work I need to do on the site, but for now it's got the basic things that I need on there until I upload all of my content. You can sign up for the newsletter to receive email updates on all of my posts as I begin to populate the site with all of my archives of articles, books, videos, and films and courses and all of that good stuff. So you'll get notifications as I begin to populate the website with all of my content on it. So that's a good reason to sign up right now, even though there's no content on it yet. But you can pick up my books there. I've got my Hive Mind book. I've also got a couple other titles that I've released for which are just study aids. They are journals such as Divine Manifestations, a dream journal to log your dream and awakening experiences and to highlight any insights or intuitions that may come to you along your process of growth and exploration of all of this content. I've got a food journal to log your nutritional progress and to log your health and fitness progress as well. And I've got a 50 Days of Gratitude journal as well, and I will be releasing several more titles as well to help expand and explore your own creativity and things of that nature. So these make great gifts for any friends, beloved family, any loved ones. So these are great gifts that you can pick up and also support Lifting the Veil and the work that I do in the process. So feel free and head on over to my brand new website, liftingtheveil.tv. And I will see all of you there. All right, have a great day. Thank you. My name is Cullen Smith. This is Lifting the Veil. You can find all of my full books, presentations, videos, films, articles, posts at subscribestar.com/liftingtheveil. Patreon has suspended this work and my account and income stream for this content. So if you are a supporting patron, then please, I ask you to move your support over to subscribestar.com/liftingtheveil. And I have just established a completely free, uncensored, totally free speech social media platform that replaces Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, every other platform all in one on liftingtheveil.locals.com. You can download the Locals app and you can join our group and have totally free speech and totally uncensored, unrestricted content access.
And there is also a ton of exclusive content, and I will leave the cited reference links in the description down below, so you can check that out for all of my full content. And I will see you guys in the next video. I rely solely on word of mouth, and the recommended algorithms are not recommending any of my videos or films anymore. My channel has literally been completely restricted, so I rely on your help by sharing my work around if you appreciate it, and leave me your comments. I definitely want to know what you have to share and what you have to think about all of this stuff, and I will see you in the next video.